I'm on with my guy Paddy Donovan. Paddy, what a weird friggin' year last year was for you. Tell me about it.
Crazy. I guess it don't really come around a lot in a professional fighter's career, really. Hard to explain. Was preparing for um the challenge the best welterweights in the world, really. The Lopez, the Garcias, the Benz, um, Rolly Marrero. I was expected to fight all the best welterweights in the world. To deal with Crocker, got disqualified, had the automatic rematch. Now there was a title on the line. Um, had another controversial knockdown. Then got knocked down in the fifth, won every single round, and should have became a champion really. And I didn't. So to say it was a crazy year would be an understatement, really.
Do you feel like you broke a mirror?
Yeah, but look, I'm glad. Listen, they say there's ups and downs in boxing. Boxing is obviously never smooth sailing. We get that. It's a bit like life, right? There's always ups and downs. But yeah, I just pictured me just rolling through all the fighters, just becoming a champion. And as I said, challenging then the best, trying to unify and trying to challenge the best welterweights at the divisions. Let them be from the UK or let them be from America. I wanted to be the next Irish breakout kid. That was the dream. The dream ain't over. We had a big win in Germany, and now we're back in Ireland for one fight, and then we're going to challenge for the championship again. So we're still in a good place.
Also, kind of a weird fight. Your recent German fight. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, look, as I said, been favourite for most of my fights. I was 7-1 favourite fighting Lewis Crocker for the championship. Now I was the underdog going to Germany. We know how Germany is, most controversial place in the world to get a decision in. So yeah, mixed. But I still had I still was really, really confident. I still had my confidence from the two Crocker fights. I still believe that I should have been unbeaten, really. And I knew Germany was going to be tough, but I had full belief that I had the best team. I had the best manager, Keir Sullivan. I had the best coach in Andy Lee, and I was still confident that I was a pretty good fighter. So, Germany was strange, but I was just delighted to go there and get the win.
Well, I watched the fight live, and I've got an affinity for you because first off, my best friend's from Ireland. I love the Irish
Okay.
golf, and I love talking with you. So that's
Yeah.
a
Thank you.
trifecta, right?
Yeah.
And I
Thank
don't
you.
understand how that could be a majority decision. I know Felix Sturm had weird fights there, many multiple middleweight
Yeah.
defenses. But I mean, you won basically every round. And I'm not just
Mm.
saying that because you're on
Yeah.
and I'm terrified of you.
Yeah.
The guy didn't do much. And the fact that I heard majority decision, I go, oh my God, are they doing it to my guy again? What did you think
Yeah.
at that time when you heard majority decision?
Yeah, we could start. We could start back before we went to Germany. Before I left for camp, and I said to my wife Ellie at home, I said, "Hey man, how are you?" Sorry, my mate's after coming. How are you keeping, brother? What's up, brother? How are you? This is the new. This is the face of the new Vikings. Let's go. It's over in Ireland. How are you? He's playing my brother. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will see you after. I'm doing this interview, and I will text you. We'll meet up for a coffee. Yeah. Good to see you. This is my friends. They're from Denmark. They're over and
Oh,
they're
awesome.
doing the new Vikings here in Ireland. So nice guys. Yeah, so it started. It started really when I was leaving for camp. I said to my wife Ellie, "Well," I said, Ellie, I said, if I lose this fight, it's over. And she said, what do you mean it's over? I said, if there's a third loss, I said on my record, I said it's over. I said I can't continue. It's going to be over. She said, okay, no problem. Just don't lose. So when she said them words to me when I was driving up the road to Andy, it was a 3 hour drive, and I just said to myself, yeah, let's go to Germany and not lose. Let's go and put everything into this camp. Let's believe in Andy's game plan. Let's believe in that I'm still good enough to beat these fighters, and that's exactly what I did. I had an amazing camp, and I felt fantastic going to Germany. And I knew going to Germany was going to be extremely hard to get the decision, but I was just confident. I just felt like if God was ever to owe me one, He owes me one in Germany. I felt so. Yeah, praise to God, and thank God I got the win.
Very, very special there. Speaking of Andy, you have a special relationship with the fighter
Mm.
trainer relationship with Andy Lee. Obviously, he's an incredible fighter. We've talked about the great Irish fighters from Steve Collins to Andy Lee. How have you guys grown over the past year, given the highs and lows?
Yeah, it's like me and Andy's relationship is second to none. We know Andy has so many good fighters: Ben Whittaker, Hamza Shiraz, Joseph Parker. and he has myself. But I think from the get go, it's been me and Andy. You know, it was me and Andy when there was no other fighters. It was me and Andy turning up to the gym at 9 a.m. in a freezing morning, Irish weather, winter's morning, just me and him for years before another fighter came along. So we always had a closer bond, and Andy's always been very, very good to me. And he realised he's seen a bit of me in him with Emmanuel Stewart. I think where when Andy was with Emmanuel, Andy was going to Vladimir's training camps. He was tagging on with all Emmanuel's other world champion fighters, and it was a bit like that with me. You know, I had the privilege of being in Joseph Parker's camps a lot, Tyson Fury's training camps a lot. So I think Andy could relate, and we just built a perfect bond, really. And look, obviously we have a lot of connections in the way he's from Limerick. I'm from Limerick. He's a traveller. I'm a traveller. Um, and you know, we had kind of the same kind of career as a professional fighter coming up along. So we always had that very close knit connection. And I think Andy said after that fight in Germany, he said, "Paddy, of all my fighters, this is the fight, the most important of all my fighters and all the wins that they had. This was the most important win that any of my fighters ever had, which was the one in Germany." To hear that from Andy was a great feeling. So yeah, we're it was a big win in Germany, and we're just looking forward now to the Croke Park.
Well, I'm curious about this. Your hairstyle. You're
Yeah.
changing it up, man. You went cornrows for one fight. Now you're
Yeah.
blonde. What does the
Yeah.
hair symbolize for you? Because not a
I
lot of
don't know.
yeah. Well,
I
tell
don't
me.
know. I think it's just to piss my wife off, actually, because one time we were just parked outside a barber shop in traffic, and she goes, "Oh, Paddy, your hair looks very nice when it's back." I had my hair all back, and I said, "Do you think so?" And she goes, "Yeah, it looks really suits you." And I said, "Oh." Did I shaved it? I was just probably just I don't know. I just do it sometimes to an eye and things like that. So I just and then it became now all the kids at home was always saying, "What's your next hairstyle going to be? Is it going to be cornrows? Is it going to be long hair? Is it going to be buzz cut?" So I just said this time let's dye the fuck out of this shit. So yeah, kind of messes around a bit.
Well, it's part of your story is what's the hairdo for fight week. I always look
Yeah,
at. I got to ask you with McKenna. I'm a straight shooter. I think he's kind of a domestic level guy. He's a tough guy.
yeah,
I'm curious if you've ever run into him. I'm curious kind of his reputation
yeah,
and give me like the real Irish perspective of fighting a fighter like this.
yeah. Listen, the thing is, it's not about him being the man. I've sparred Tyrone. We've done thousands of rounds. I know the ins and outs of him. He is when he was in the prime of his career, 7, 8, 9 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I was just starting my journey, and I was sparring him, and I could handle Tyrone pretty well. But the fact is, it's a different feeling once you're in a ring. One, because the main reason he's a proud Irish man. He's a proper proud Irish man. He's fighting in front of 80,000 fans. And he's had a very, very good camp. He's taken the fight quite seriously. He's landed to Philly and he's joined Jared Ennis in his camps and he worked extremely hard. Now, well, let's say he is on the decline. We understand his age is past his prime, but he's going to give it his all. I think he's put in a great camp. But as I said, it's not really about McKenna. It's about me. It's about the work I've done, and it's about my journey. And that's the most things to me that really matters. It's my time. I think he might be here to spoil the fruit. But as I said, I'm extremely confident. I've got the skill. I've got the energy, and I've got the athleticism to deal with him. And I think I'm going to do that in very, very good fashion.
What does it mean to both fight on the stage at this Croke Park, this big Dublin
Yeah.
place, but also Katie Taylor is an Irish legend, and to be on her last fight card, like what is this stage like? And I guess does that I wouldn't say add pressure, but this is obviously not going to feel like your average fight. Like when you walk out, I'd imagine it's going to feel a little different.
Yeah. Look, there's not many fighters wins a world title eliminator and just challenging for the championship takes a fight in the middle between that for no apparent reason. There's not many guys that takes these opportunities and chances. They know their career's on the line really, and they know they have a lot to lose. Who's going to risk fighting proud Irish man in front of 80,000 fans when they're fighting for a word, when they're in line to challenge for the championship? It doesn't. It rarely happens. But as I said, you when you hear about Crow Park, and I think the outside person outside of Ireland don't recognise how big this is for us. It's been 100 years. It's been 100 years since a fighter has fought here, and the last fighter, bar any, was Muhammad Ali. He was the last guy to fight in this stadium. So this is history. It's not just about the stadium, which is great, but it's about who participated in the last time. And the last time two Irish men fought in Croke Park was over 100 years ago, and me and Tyrone is the next. So there's a lot of history to it. And as I said, it gives all the Irish fans, it gives all the young kids, everyone that's got their tickets to see me in action, really. I've been away a lot. All my fights has been on away soil. And it's nice to fight in Dublin, and it's nice to try to entertain and try to do my best and let to see all the next generation just what boxing is about, really, and trying to express myself the best way I can, and no better way to do it in front of 80,000 Irish fans.
Is there a chant you have?
Not really. It's just, as I said, I think I'm really, really liked in Ireland. I think the fans has got behind me, and with my story and the way the controversial fights, I think I've just added. Even in Germany, the fans was brilliant. A lot travelled, and the support online I could see was absolutely exceptional. So I'm a really liked character, and I come from a very liked boxing team with Andy and things like that. So as I said, it's good to give back, and no better way to give back, as I said, in a stadium full of Irish people.
Well, from the Irish sports legends that I kind of can think of, and you push back on this, I think there's a love of people that face adversity and punch back. I think everyone loves that, but I think the Irish really love someone who faces something head on and doesn't quit. And I feel like if you get to that top, you'll be a true Irish legend.
Yeah, I think. Listen, people don't understand, but I think once I become a world champion and once my story is written, I think I have an amazing story to look back on. It is a movie-like story. What happened outside my ring and with deaths in my family, and suicides all around me, even up to this fight. But just before Germany, my uncle had just passed away. So crazy. It's like every single fight I have, there's a new sorrow some way along the line without being too sad on this. But we keep fighting, and as I said, when the story is written and I do become a champion, I think it's a great story to look back on.
What's the story for this fight?
Listen, as I said, it's just this one is really for the fans. You know, I could hold off and land to Australia and participate for all the Irish Australian fans and challenge for a world title there. But this time it's about giving, I think, to the Irish fans that has backed me over the years, that is coming to see Katie, but also coming to see me. And for everyone that's tuning in, it's live on RTE. It's the first time boxing has been live on RTE in 20 years. So it gives not just the Irish boxing fans, but the Irish public a chance to see me and get to know me and to follow my journey. So it's a very, very big night. It's about the fans this time. It's not really about me. It's about giving back.
Well, I'm excited. And I've got to say, out of all the interviews I've done over the past 4 years, you're one of the people that I've really gotten to really enjoy interviewing because you're just so honest and open. And I really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And I enjoy doing it with you, Luke, as always.
Right on. Well, I'll talk to you soon, and I hope to catch up with you before your title fight.
Yeah, God bless. I'm sure we will.